All right, hey everybody, it's Nash here, and I'm just going to come out and say this real quick about the Arkansas loss. That was unacceptable, embarrassing. The fact that there's Arkansas fans parading around in my comment section, it sickens me. I mean, go ahead and enjoy the win, y'all. Like, y'all don't get them that much. Meaningful wins do not come often for that program. Not even recently. Long time. So, and that's coming from a Texas fan. So go ahead and enjoy it. Uh, y'all don't get to enjoy much, but the reality is for Texas fans, we just lost to a bottom fourth SEC team. Kentucky would have been a better team to lose to. It was just flat out embarrassing, and can't happen again. If we play how we played against Arkansas, we're gonna lose to Rice at home. I mean, the team is not good. And I'm speaking about both teams. Really, that can go for both teams. So I realize that could have gone both ways, Rice and Arkansas. But the teams are not good. So there's been a change made. Casey Thompson is now the QB1 for the University of Texas. I like seeing Steve Sarkisian, admit he was wrong. It's a nice change of pace around here. I don't know if that's the right term to use, but I don't think you would have seen Herman make this decision. I mean, his ego would get in the way, and I think he was a little bit too stubborn to make a change like this. You can point to the Ellinger and Bouchel stuff all you want, but from the first season, but that was sparked by injury. And I'm not going to sidetrack this video, but so Casey Thompson is named the QB1. Just to clarify, I did go out on Orange Bloods and make a post saying, Hudson Card's not the scapegoat, and I still stand by it. He shouldn't be the scapegoat for the game, for the loss. But a large portion of that loss does sit on his shoulders. You couldn't see the open wide receivers from the broadcast footage, which is a little side rant. I hate the broadcast footage. Sometimes broadcast footage is really good. Sometimes it's not. That game was bad. So Casey Thompson is now the starting quarterback. Steve Sarkisian admitted he was wrong. This is a nice change of pace. One cool little fact about Casey Thompson is the reason why he's here is because Peter Gardere is friends with his dad, Charles Thompson. They actually played against each other, I believe, Oklahoma versus Texas, same time period. And Charles Thompson was a pretty damn good quarterback. He got into his trouble, and you can go look it up and all that stuff. He's a changed guy. So it's nice the bloodlines are there. When you see what Casey Thompson did against Colorado, and it's just Colorado. When you see what Casey did at the end of the game, like just the little kind of flashes, and it was late in the game, so there's not much you can tell. And the garbage time, you can use this argument for and against Casey Thompson because garbage time, it doesn't really matter. But also the for part for Casey Thompson, I think it doesn't matter for Casey Thompson because you're not getting, like, Casey had a quote where he said he enjoys being the villain. He enjoys the boos. He enjoys walking into that crowd that's screaming at him. He enjoys being the villain. The evil guy, the evil character. And that mentality, you're not going to see that mentality when the team is down 21 points. And you might see part of it, but it's not going to be out in full force. I mean, it's when you're at kickoff or even in a tie game, or just if he had been inserted when we still had a chance, down 16 points. I mean, man, that's just I hope you're getting what the message I'm trying to convey, that the moment would be influencing him to do better, if that makes sense. I may be confusing y'all. I'm starting to confuse myself a little bit, but nevertheless, you can see on the tape, the limited tape, man. So finally, we're gonna get a full game of Casey Thompson. Not a full game, but hopefully a pretty short film. Because if this dude does what he did against Colorado, then I mean, we'll have Charles Wright in the game by the fourth quarter. So hopefully that's what we see. And if we do see Casey Thompson go out there and torch and just absolutely destroy Rice, I'm going to take what happened against University of Louisiana Lafayette with Hudson Card as a learning lesson. We're not going to... We'll look at it, but we're not going to parade around as much. And I even said, it's just UL, so we got to wait and see. But we're really going to wait and see. I think the first test that we have is against TCU. We have Texas Tech before TCU on the schedule. So, let me just look real quick here. There's no bye week in between that. So, straight all gas, no brakes up until TCU. So that's going to be Casey Thompson's first test, really, as a quarterback at Texas. It'll be interesting to see how the game goes, but I think with Casey Thompson, you're going to see a little bit less arm talent than Hudson Card. And that's not to say Casey Thompson doesn't have arm talent. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. They're both hell of quarterbacks. They're both capable of winning games. I think Hudson, maybe this, if he ever has to get thrust into the starting role, maybe this is a positive for him. Maybe he uses that as, I'm never going to play like that ever again. So we'll see. But, there's the likely answer is he's got some learning to do. He just needs a little bit more time in the oven. As Charlie would say, let that cake bake a little bit longer. I know I just probably lost a few subscribers right there. But with that reference, but we're going to move on. So, when you're going to lose that little bit of arm talent, you're going to gain. Casey is a better runner, and that's not to say Hudson isn't athletic, but Casey gets north to south quicker, and that comes with experience. And also, he's a little bit more of a physical runner. He's going to be harder to tackle. While he is a little bit shorter, he's a little bit more built. He's a little bit bigger, so that is nice to see. He's gonna he's gonna be a lot more decisive than Hudson Card was. A lot of people would be more decisive than Hudson Card was that game. But the point, so he's gonna be very decisive. Casey Thompson is. From what we've seen in, like I've said it before, limited footage, limited film. This dude, he makes decisions quick. Now, some of those decisions are going to be turnovers. But that's just something that we're going to have to live with. And I'm not saying he's going to go out there and he's going to throw a bunch of interceptions. I'm not saying he's going to start doing that. But it's just the nature of making decisions quicker. Some of those decisions aren't going to be the best ones. But I would much rather take an interception over the offense not moving at all and 3 and outs. I'll take that all day. Because at least there's a chance of something else happening. So, overall, I think this is a positive move for Texas. I was wrong. Hudson Card and Steve Sarkisian was wrong. Steve Sarkisian admitted he was wrong, and that's so refreshing to see at the University of Texas from the head coach. I think overall this decision is going to be good for us. we're gonna have to, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see until TCU to really know what we got at quarterback. And it's a little bit scary knowing that first real test to see is the week before Oklahoma. But man, a little smile on my face thinking about how awesome would it be if the Oklahoma legacy goes out there and beats OU. Oh, that'd be great. Well, I started this little video in a sour mood talking about Arkansas, but I'm in it with a smile on my face talking about a possibility of a OU legacy beating an OU. That'd be fun. Well, thank you for tuning in. As always, hook 'em, and Arkansas fans, suck it.